I've got a gentleman that's in the middle of nowhere, unsure if he's potentially lost consciousness. We're working off of eastings and northings at the moment.
What happens if you have a medical emergency in one of the most remote parts of Europe?
Ambulance service, whereabouts in Scotland is the emergency?
Stornowitz potentially severed his arm.
Glencoe Mountain Resort Ski Centre. There's blood pouring out a mouth.
It's in the middle of a field at Loch Ness.
The challenges we've got in Scotland are unique. It's a massive landmass to cover. Finding trauma patients is like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
There's no nearby road. It's not vehicular accessible.
A pioneering new service, the Scottish Trauma Network, is rising to the challenge.
He's a confirmed head injury with loss of consciousness. We're looking for patients who have sustained trauma, who are seriously unwell.
End call.
Emergency call, trauma team by road.
I'm going to task you by air.
Bringing the hospital to the hillside.
We are on scene attempting a land-on, over.
It's almost like the patient is coming to a hospital, but it's just a small square on a hillside.
It's amazing what they can do in the middle of a field.
We'll see the decisions that are made by this elite network of clinicians,
Push him on.
expert call handlers, and specialist lifesavers.
Ready, brace, move.
Combined under one new super service.
The patients are being brought to the hospital having had these extraordinary treatments delivered in the field, did not previously survive.
We're on the rooftop of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Glasgow.
Now we are going to see survivors.
Hi there, it's Karen from the ambulance control room here. Where this lady's fallen is down in a valley at the waterfall. So it'll be SAR, yeah, with a winch. Right, lovely, thanks, see you later, bye.
In Scotland, more than 1.8 million 999 calls are made every single year.
I'm keeping an eye on a couple of jobs, one in a place called Campsglen, one in Ballyhoosh.
Sun's out, loads of motorbike accidents or kids jumping off of waterfalls.
In the summer, the ambulance service sees a spike in emergencies in remote and rural locations.
There's a lot of people that drive to rural Scotland, park their car, and then just spread. They go in all directions. That's up hills, through glens, places that are completely inaccessible for a road ambulance.
I understand that you're there with a gentleman who's been knocked off his bike.
That's correct, yes.
And was he wearing a helmet?
Yes, but it appears to have came off.
Is he talking at all?
No.
On the major trauma desk, a specialist clinician can listen in to any call, deciding which patients need an elite medical team.
Unconscious, not responding to anything, but he does respond to pain, severe head injury, and he's bleeding from both ears.
Not everybody knows the area that they're in, especially in the summer. A lot of tourists, holiday makers, don't know where they are. Someone can go out cycling, up mountain biking, walking, and then an accident happens, they fall, they break a leg. Some of these injuries are life-changing.
Ambulance service, how can I help?
It's the A70, and it's literally on the banks of Glenbuck Loch, and it's for a male that's come off his motorbike.
Okay, and what's his name, please?
David Bryce.
David Bryce.
Yeah.
And is the patient awake?
He is awake, but he's in a hell of a lot of pain. Officers are with him now.
So tell me exactly what's happened, please.
He's come off his motorbike, it's an RTC, and he's lying on his back on the roadway at the moment, squealing out in pain.
Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly flag this up to my supervisor, see what we can do.
Okay.
40 miles away in the remote village of Glenbuck, a 54-year-old male has come off his motorbike whilst travelling on a country road.
Pressure, do you want the team?
Yeah. He's been thrown 50 feet from the bike and he's down the ditch.
We see a lot of motorbike accidents through summer. If it's a weekend and the weather's nice, we will generally say we'll be out to a motorbiker today.
Yes, we have a HEMS call for Helmet 5 and the team. Yeah, if you can make your way in, I'll give the team a call over.
When you know it's for a motorbike accident, you're always aware that you've got a patient that has very little protection on the body. The potential for injury is very high, and usually they have significant injuries.
End call. End call.
This is a male who has come off his motorbike northbound and has been struck by a car coming southbound. He also still has his helmet on and is still lying on the floor.
You can have multiple injuries, broken bones, internal organ damage, brain damage. It can be life-changing, life-ending injuries that they can sustain.
Helmet 5, lift at your discretion. Helmet 5, echo. Alright, clear left and behind.
I was on holiday at the time down in London, and on the second day I got a text message from one of the guys that we go on the bikes with, John, and he just says the big chap's had an accident. He's had a motorbike since he was 16. He's basically obsessed with motorbikes. He absolutely loves them. He's like a brother, definitely like a brother, and we're dead close. You know, it's just that kind of relationship.
Right, can I give you an update?
Yeah, of course.
His leg is completely bending in the wrong direction.
Okay, no problem at all. And is there any serious bleeding?
Unknown.
Okay.
It's horrific. I just couldn't believe it. I was most worried that I'd lose my best friend. That was a thought that was going through my head. I was just trying to get the information to make sure that I wasn't going to lose my best pal. I phoned the police to find out what had actually happened, and it was them that told me the consequences of David coming off the bike. They explained that the air ambulance came to pick him up, but they were with him for an hour and a half at the side of the road with all the damage that was done.
Nearly 3 hours after crashing his motorbike on a remote road in Glenbuck, David arrives at the Queen Elizabeth Major Trauma Centre.
I'm Natalie. I'll be team leading.
Nice to meet you. This is David Bryce, 54-year-old gentleman who was on his motorbike near New Cumnock today, travelling at between 30 and 40 miles per hour when he lost control going round a bend. He was then hit a car.
1, 2, 3. Oh! One more time. 1, 2, 3. Guys. Oh, very well. Everything to put to the side of his neck.
I'm probably a dry day biker. I'll wake up if it's nice, let's get the bike out. If it's no, just leave it alone. But I've ridden motorbikes for 40 odd years.
So you've got a bandage wrapped around your lower leg there. We're just gonna cut that to have a look at what's underneath. Okay. He's got like multiple fractures up, so I don't want to move his leg. But if we can just cut this and then have a look.
It's been a big part of my life, motorbikes. Do you stop it, or do you keep going? Because it's not until something like this happens and look at the state you're in. That's the hard part about it all.
Okay, so there's a wound there.
The day this happened, I was coming round this area called Glen Buck. The road surface had been redone, retarred, and my back tyre just hit a little bit of that and spat me off. I remember a car passing and I just scuffed the car with my helmet. I remember the thud, and the next thing I was lying there on the deck.
Go and have a look. So there's something bleeding under there. I think he's had all of that lot. Yeah.
And the bone has significantly penetrated the
Yeah.
skin.
Come out.
I've never felt pain like that in my life.
Just to cover both of them.
And it didn't seem to go away.
Yeah, so we're going to CT, but we'll x-ray his lower leg. Yeah.
Are we going on this day?
We're going on a tour to the CT scanner.
I was expecting things were going to be bad. I was expecting the worst.
Ready, steady, slide.
I know I'd done something to my leg, but I didn't know how bad it was.
Broke.
It doesn't look right
No,
either.
it looks it. Wow. And his leg is mangled.
With so many fractures though, I think that should be done in theatre, not here.
With the scan results revealing multiple injuries, orthopaedic doctor Chris decides to speak with David.
Fundamentally, what you've done is you've broken your shin bone in a few places, and the bones actually come out of the skin.
Right, okay.
Obviously, if bone can come out, it means the outside weld can go in, so the risk of infection with that is pretty high. That's just for starters. Okay. The main course, up at the top here, you've popped your hip out, and more so than that, you've obviously smacked it to pop it out, and you've broken off a bit of the socket in the pelvis.
When they told me what my injuries were, I was kind of gobsmacked. I didn't expect that. There was a bit of bone missing and whatnot.
I think what we should probably do tonight is to take you into the operating theatre and do a few things. In the first instance, going to pop your hip back in. Secondly, going to clean out that wound in your leg, and then we need to put on a temporary device to hold everything together. We build up a construct similar to sort of scaffolding, and it holds the bones in place. The shin bone, I think you'll be looking at several months to recover from that. The bottom of the knee, we'll have to have a think about how to get that back as close to anatomical for you as we can. I think your recovery is going to be long, okay? Yeah. It's the order of months to years, not weeks.
When I got told about the length of it, I went, beg your pardon? A year? I'm like, this is going to be tough.
This is a pretty devastating series of injuries, but not unrecoverable.
This is quite bad. And you just can't be bothered. You're just very tearful.
Is there any serious bleeding?
There's no serious bleeding, but the hand is pointing backwards up her arm.
Right, okay.
Like it's at 90 degrees.
Right, okay.
At the major trauma desk, calls continue to be assessed from across the country.
What's happened to the patient?
He was diving and he's suffering from symptoms of the bends. He's got tingling in his legs especially.
Where is he right now?
He's on a vessel heading towards Ullapool, so we need the ambulance at Ullapool Pier. They're about maybe an hour outside.
An hour offshore, in the north of Scotland, a 36-year-old diver is experiencing symptoms of decompression sickness.
I always worry about Johnny diving. It's a really dangerous job. Anything could happen, it's so far away, and it's a pretty terrifying feeling. Johnny's job is diving for scallops. It really depends where the scallops are. So he has to go to all these places in the very north coast of Scotland travel for hours and hours, and then he's out on the water for hours. You know, you wouldn't do something like that if you didn't really love it. Whenever he goes out, he always tells me about all the sea creatures and all the wildlife under the sea. It just brings such joy to his face when he talks about it, so it's a real passion for him. Johnny's extremely careful with his safety at work. He takes his job very seriously. He's very conscientious, and he's really well experienced as well. You know, he's been doing this for years.
We've got a diver coming up to Liverpool with the bends.
The bends is decompression sickness. If they're suffering symptoms such as painful joints or kind of neurological symptoms, you've got a massive suspicion this patient's suffering the bends, and the best way to diagnose the bends is to recompress them and see if that relieves their symptoms. And there's only certain specialist centres in Scotland.
So this guy's coming into the pier by boat. But he is to go straight to Aberdeen.
Any little delays could have a massive effect on their outcome.
He's still an hour away from arriving at the pier.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
We've spoke to Heli 2, who are quite a big doubt due to weather, which means 7-9 will be exactly the same from Aberdeen. With that type of weather, I think even the Coast Guard would be questionable getting in.
With adverse weather making it impossible for the Coast Guard or the trauma team to fly, a road ambulance will travel over an hour to Ullapool before taking Johnny to Aberdeen for specialist treatment.
That's fantastic, guys. Trauma disc out.
Who was that? North?
North. She can't get a crew to the pier at Ullapool for about an hour and 15 minutes.
It's not coming in until an hour's time, so that's fine.
Which is fine, but then it will be Ullapool to Aberdeen.
Right.
Definitive care for the bends patients is a hyperbaric chamber. The quicker you can get them there, essentially, the better their outcome will be. If you can't get the person there in a timely fashion, that's where things like paralysis are at risk. It absolutely can be the difference between life or death.
The worst thing was the silence and the not knowing. It was the waiting that was really horrible.
Whereabouts in Scotland are you?
Do you know what this place is called? What's the road?
B6357, Bonchester Bridge. Bonchester Bridge. Tell me exactly what's happened.
He's just turned the corner and just went straight across on some gravel. And he just landed in a pile. But he says he cannot feel his legs or nothing.
I can't feel his legs.
Nah.
Gets another one.
What's that?
A second bike incident.
100 miles away, in the Scottish borders, a 35-year-old man has crashed his motorbike in the rural village of Newcastleton.
It was an RTC involving a motorcyclist down near Newcastleton. They're saying this patient has no feeling from the waist down.
The help has been arranged and we will be with you as quickly as possible, okay?
Right, okay, thanks very much.
Right, thanks very much, take care, bye-bye.
Can we task Heli 5 and the team?
HEMS call for Helimed 5, general area of Newcastleton. HEMS call for Helimed 5, general area of Newcastleton.
HEMS call. HEMS call.
Hi Andy, there's a patient in Newcastleton that's came off his motorbike, can't feel anything from the chest down.
We have been called to a patient that has come off his motorbike at speed, and we are highly suspicious that the patient has sustained very serious injuries, which may be life-threatening.
Grid reference for this is November Tango 580 009.
The patient is in a remote area in the south of Scotland, so it is really important that we get this patient to hospital as quickly as we possibly can.
Riding motorbikes is a big part of my dad's life. It makes him incredibly happy. He thrills to get out on that bike every weekend. He's a role model. I look up to him, just the way his mindset is. He's so determined to do anything, and I just aspire to be like that. On the morning of the accident, once I got my gear on, I got on the back of my dad's motorbike, and we were coming up through the hills, and at that moment I heard my dad shout, "Oh shit," as we came around the corner. We veered off the road, and the bike like catapulted forward, which sent me over the top of my dad. I got up and I went over to my dad, and that was when I seen him in the state he was in. I was holding his hand, and he said, "I can't feel my legs," and that was the moment when my heart basically sank, and I was just in disbelief. At the time, I was just thinking, I hope he pulls through, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, there's no way he's gonna pull through.
The Ullapool crew have taken the patient into Aberdeen, so he's been on a hell of a land journey.
4 hours after leaving Ullapool by road, deep-sea diver Johnny has arrived in Aberdeen for specialist treatment.
So Johnny was diving today, came out of the water from his first dive at 10:10, came out of the water for his second dive at 12:15.
Yep.
Both 24-metre dives.
Yep.
Came up, no problems with the first one, came up from the second one straight away, felt unwell, was feeling not right to his legs and arms, queried decompression sickness then.
Decompression sickness is a constellation of symptoms that a diver experiences in the latter stages of a dive or after a dive, caused by excess nitrogen that has entered their body during the dive. It's also called the bends.
What was the earliest you felt something wasn't right after you came out the water the second time?
I mean, it wasn't long. I took off my gear, and then, yeah, it just felt like something wasn't right. My skin felt strange, like tingling, and then I went to take a drink of water, and I couldn't get the bottle to my mouth, like I'd lost the strength in my arm. So I was like, okay, something definitely wrong here.
Okay. Were you able to stand and walk at that point?
Not very steadily.
Okay.
I think if you're a diver and you love it, then you become quite passionate about it. It's very addictive.
It's like bending your knees, keep your arms crossed, shut your eyes.
I'd never really found anything that had suited me. I'd worked in offices, I'd worked in kitchens, I'd worked in bars, lots of different stuff, and I never really found anything, but that's until I started diving, and then I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Can you heel-to-toe walk along that blue line? Let me ask you how you think you would be normally on a good day with this.
Better than this.
So you are wobbly, aren't you? So without laying a hand on you, I think this is decompression illness.
When you go under the water, like everything from the surface, all your problems, everything like that just disappear. It's just you and the fish and seals, and yeah, it's really nice. And then all you can hear is yourself breathing, and it's just very relaxing. It's almost like meditation for me, I would say.
The speed with which it came on after your diving, which sounds like it was within 10 minutes or so, suggests that this is arterial gas embolism.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, which tends to suggest that bubbles that have arisen within you have got somewhere they shouldn't have very quickly. I think we do need to recompress you.
It's a very frightening experience. It's every diver's worst nightmare.
Some things are unquantifiable.
Especially like a bend that I got. It was actually like a neurological bend, which is, yeah, it's every diver's worst nightmare. So it was scary, yeah.
John, it's Roland. So my request of you just now is a 999 ambulance to take him up to the hyperbaric chamber. It's 7:15. Okay, from the time we start treatment, you will be in the chamber for 6.5 to 7.5 hours approximately. And either myself or one of my team will review you in the morning, because the decision we'll need to make then is, has the treatment worked? Okay. It's going to be a long, tiring night. Yes. I'm sorry about that. Yes. But the aim for somebody that's fit and healthy like you, who's working as a commercial diver, is get rid of all of these symptoms if we can.
Yeah. Johnny is experiencing a very serious condition which can deteriorate rapidly, and if not treated effectively and quickly, can lead to permanent disability.
We'll get you in the chamber as quickly as we can, and there's just a couple of refined bits of your examination that I've got the equipment to do up there. But I'm in no doubt I need to treat you.
At the Queen Elizabeth Major Trauma Centre, 54-year-old David is being taken for emergency surgery after coming off his motorbike and suffering multiple breaks in his leg.
Numbers are all still fine, Izzy. You've got loads of time.
Make a triangle and attach it up there. Just to span the knee, literally just to hold it in place. And we'll extend it up, sort of, and curve it back a little bit.
They done this operation on a Thursday.
Yeah, I can see the track.
I just remember waking up in the ward. The doctors were really nice. Just told me how it was. That's just happened, that's happened. And right, okay. Just tell me what I've got to do and we'll move on with it. We'll just roll with it because that's all I can do, innit?
Hi, David. How are you feeling? Motorbike collisions tend to have the most severe injuries. The limb injuries tend to be larger and worse.
OK then, David, so we're going round the corner, so come on round. I'll give you a hand with the heavy one.
David's orthopaedic management for his right lower limb injuries is sort of multi-stage. Initially, they use an external fixator, so a big cage on the leg, which is there to basically save the leg.
OK, so big lean forward and push up. 1, 2, 3. This will take forever to get up, but we'll get there. For a tall man like yourself, just keep the weight off that right leg.
David's a fit person, and in basically a split second, he's got a significant injury which may alter his function for the rest of his life.
OK, that's the hard work done. Now you've just got to stand for 5 minutes. Once again, if you feel dizzy or sweaty or anything untoward, let us know early.
The right leg feels just that there's no much below the knee. There's, it's a wee bit tender.
Your sort of sphere of life shrinks massively in that you used to be able to go out and ride your bike or go for a run, and now you cannot do that, and dealing with that can be very, very difficult.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Down nice and slowly. Get this to get in front of you. That touchdown. We'll just take this away again so we don't clatter your leg as you sit. Well done. Fantastic.
I've spoke to the doctor about how my leg will be at the end of all this, and they seem to hope that everything's going to work like normal.
OK, David, down on that left elbow and round the corner.
Well, I can't really tell you 100% until at the end of it all.
Hollywood 5. 88 to see approximately 15 minutes. That's all received, and thank you very much for that. Okay, thank you. Hollywood 5 out.
HeliMed 5 is making its way to the scene of a motorbike accident in the Scottish borders, 100 miles south of Glasgow.
When Dad said he couldn't feel his legs, I didn't really know what to think. I thought surely it'll go away with time, it's just because you've just crashed.
They've got the patient in the ambulance. They could just bring the ambulance to us with the patient.
Weren't they just a voice call them and ask them?
Yeah.
Is the patient on board the ambulance? If so, do the crew want to make their way towards us? Yes, stand by. Yeah, just a quick one. Helimed, they've obviously landed south of your location. Are you able to get the patient to them?
Yes, that's the plan, over.
No problem at all, thanks for that.
When we arrived, Jason was on the ambulance stretcher in the back of the ambulance. He was conscious and was able to tell me what had happened. Jason, can you wiggle your toes for me?
That's what he tried.
Okay. Try again for me. Okay. You feel me pushing against your foot?
No.
Nothing.
I woke up in the ditch from a white flash. I looked and seen that my leg was bent out to the left. And I thought, oh, this is bad. I checked with my hands. I felt my body. I knew then that I'd broke me back. I knew straight away I'd broke me back.
Feel me pushing against your foot on your left side?
Nothing.
He was fully aware that he was unable to move his legs or feel anything from the waist down.
The back sore, the rest of the sores, anywhere else?
No, I can't feel it.
No, okay, can't feel anything.
He had sustained a spinal cord injury. He was now paralysed and was going to be so for the rest of his life.
Was his son on board as well, did I hear?
He was.
His son was on with him as well, on the bike. Right.
I just remember feeling, where is my son? You know, if I'm like this, how is he?
When we arrived on scene, we found 2 patients had been involved. When that happens, you split the team and you go and assess both patients.
That's all right. Right, let's have a... So, if I just do this.
I went to the son. Immediately, we thought, well, he's walking down the road, he's not going to be injured. And if it is, it's going to be minor. He appeared okay.
And you've been up and you've been walking about?
Yeah, I pretty much got up straight away.
There was no physical injuries on me. Not even a scratch or bruise.
You can lift, you can move your leg, there's no issues. Can you just do that sort of rotation for me? Yeah.
Jason is very unfortunate. He's had an event that on any other day he might have walked away from, but in this instance, whether it's the way he's landed, the way he's come off the bike, it has caused a significant injury to his spine that is inevitably meant that he'll never walk again.
Right, so you bring your arm down for me, pal.
So
Good
just
man.
to get you nice and secure for flight.
Well done.
I've been to many an incident where 2 people have been in the same car, the same bike, and you just think, how is that possible? And I have no answer.
Well done, sir, well done. Listen, I'm going to put a set of ear defenders on just to keep your ears... It is exceptionally loud, yeah.
Thank you, know.
No bother at all. No bother at all.
Thank you so much for everything, you know.
Jason seems very accepting of what has happened to him. His injuries will have a huge impact on his day-to-day life, his ability to work, his family life, and undoubtedly these will have a huge psychological impact on him.
Listen, we're just glad you're alive. The amount of bikers who go to that aren't. Right, happy, yeah.
Trauma can be a very devastating thing. A person can be living their normal day-to-day life and all of a sudden something dramatic happens that changes their life forever.
I've felt a sense of survivor's guilt after the accident because I managed to walk away with not a scratch or even a red mark. And my dad with such a serious extent of injuries to the point where I thought there's no way he's going to pull through with this. And I did feel that guilt because I get to have full mobility and life isn't as difficult for me as it is for him.
In Aberdeen, consultant Roland is about to begin specialist recompression therapy on deep-sea diver Johnny.
Have you worked as a diver for a while?
Yeah, for about 7 years or so.
Johnny still has bubbles of nitrogen causing harm in his system, possibly circulating in his bloodstream, but also in some of his tissues, which are causing his symptoms. So by putting him in the hyperbaric chamber and exposing him to a higher pressure than atmospheric pressure, if there are any remaining bubbles within Johnny, we can crush them just by the effect of pressure alone. He will now go into the chamber with a nurse, and he'll go through a treatment process which I'll be supervising, and then we'll review him when he comes out of the chamber. We're just about to compress the chamber.
Yeah.
Tell Leanne if you have any pain in your ears, Johnny, and we can stop that and give you a rest. Otherwise, we'll speak again when you're at depth.
Yeah, thank you.
I've never met anyone that's been in a hyperbaric chamber before. They took me down to the equivalent of 18 meters under the water, and then I had to breathe pure oxygen. I was in there for 6 hours.
Leanne, could you just ask Johnny how his symptoms are just before we start this treatment cycle, please?
Yeah, I will just ask Johnny. Johnny, how are your symptoms?
Tingling. Is that weird?
Okay, thanks for that.
When the 6 hours were up, they opened the porthole and we got out. And I started to feel a lot better by that point, and my treatment was up, so there was nothing else really they could do. Basically just called me a taxi to go back round to the hospital. Didn't sleep very much that night.
Really good to see you again, Johnny.
Yeah.
Just tell me in your own words how you feel compared to when you came out of the hyperbaric chamber last night.
Well, when I came out last night, I was still a little bit wobbly, and my legs were still a little bit kind of tingly and stuff. But since I've slept, I've improved quite a lot.
Any new symptoms? This is a really important question. So has anything else happened that you've kind of got in the back of your mind? I wonder if that's related, but you haven't mentioned yet.
Not really. I mean, I did have a little bit of numbness in the tips of my fingers, but it's minimal.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll make another assessment of you, and then we'll have a chat about what we need to do after that. If you don't mind just safely getting out of the bed over here, and we'll just do some of the tests that we did yesterday.
Yeah.
So, if you can put heel to toe in front of each other, that's really good. That is a big improvement. So I think, in summary, what I'll say to you is you've had the one hyperbaric oxygen treatment. We predict that you won't see the total benefit of that hyperbaric oxygen treatment that you've had immediately.
Yeah.
And you will continue to improve. Yeah. For that reason, I don't think you need to have another treatment in our chamber.
Okay, that's good news.
And do you have any questions about what happened, what we did?
I just wanted to know what you think happened.
You may have been carrying a bit of an additional nitrogen load, possibly from the day before. I think you did 3 dives the day before with one deeper dive amongst that.
Yeah, I think it could be. If you get it once, then you're more susceptible to get it again. And I did talk to the doctor, and he recommended that I don't dive. So, unfortunately, it means I'm going to have to look for another job. It was a big part of who I am, being a diver, which is why it's quite hard now to not be able to go back to do it, because it was a big part of what I did, you know. And it was also something I was really passionate about and I loved, you know, so it's very, very difficult to not be able to go back.
Diving was his whole life. Diving was his escape, it was his happy place. And to never be able to do what you love again, I couldn't even imagine that. Really, really heartbreaking.
5 months since his motorbike accident caused life-changing injuries, Jason has finally returned home.
After the crash happened, that's when it all changed from that day. I'm completely paralysed from the armpits down. I've got no functions of my body. You've got to roll yourself over to pull your trousers up. You've got to have a complete physical workout just to get dressed. At every stage, I think, throughout my rehabilitation, I was always like, I'll never be able to do this. It takes a lot of concentration. So then being able to do it was just unbelievable. When you end up in a position like this, it's so easy to give up. But then you think, what's the point in giving up? You never know what you're going to achieve if you give up. Luckily, the outcome was the outcome that we got, you know. My son's perfectly fine. Who would have known what the outcome might have been for him, you know? It might have been him in this position rather than me. Makes you a bit more thankful as well, like, you know.
"3515 from Trauma Desk receiving over. Can you give me an update on the patient's condition, please?"
Trauma is like a coin. You flip it one way and you come back to full health after having major operations and repairs to injuries, or it's such a significant injury that you will never be the same again.
Yeah, roger that. Obviously, if you're needing the other 10 milligrams of morphine, if he's still in pain. But no, 100%, take him to Borders General. Over.
Everyone goes about their daily life and they don't for an instant think that in the next minute everything's going to change. But it can and it does. Knowing that you've been to seriously ill and injured patients and you've managed to get them to a place where they can recuperate and go back to some form of normality, they're still alive and they are able to be with their loved ones.
Roger, Trauma Desk.
I think that's probably the most satisfying part of the job.
Just can't ever believe it happened. That's my big thing. But I've still got my leg. That's the main thing. I'm just looking forward to getting back to normal. See if I get that and I get some kind of normality, I'll be quite happy. I don't think I'll ever lose the passion for bikes. I just maybe not participate like I used to. I'll get back in my push bike, hopefully. Start cycling again. Hopes for the future? I don't know. Just have a nice life. Live long and pain-free.
Getting the bends has completely changed my life. But some things are good. I've been working at a job with a fish farm that's a bit closer to what I was doing before, because I much prefer working outside and being near the sea. I get to be on boats. I just don't get to go under the water. But it's everything that was in my job before, just minus the diving. I thought all hope was lost. Couldn't see me doing anything. But since doing it, it's kind of made me feel a lot better. It's been very good.
You're up, lad. Boys?
Want a cuppa?
Yeah, go on and get the covers on.
I'd say my dad hasn't changed because he's still the same person that he is. He's still me dad at the end of the day.
Oh, yes.
That's a lovely one.
That was when we were with the Durham Deals, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
When I think about motorbikes now, I still feel as if I could get up and get on one now, you know. Oh, there's me bike.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa, there's the one that he bought.
The one that you bought and didn't get to ride. Ooh, remember this when we were at Carter Bar?
had to do it on a trike now.
I've already been looking at, it's not really a motorbike, it's a three-wheeler, but it looks more like a snowmobile, so it looks a bit cooler than the normal trikes. But I don't think the family would be too happy. You're not got any other ones on the bike side?
If I look
Stop showing
further
the ones on
enough.
the bikes, you'll dream about them, they need.
The mental power he's got to be able to pull through everything he has is just amazing. It's like superhuman. I'm more than proud of me dad, like proud it doesn't describe it.
It was a big heavy vehicle, about 1.5 tons.
Right, so this cone bike is about 1.5 tons.
Yeah.
And it landed on his chest.
So it's come off at about 50 miles an hour.
End call. End call.